Welcome to the show, it's just the facts. Where we break it down, don't hold 'em back. Don't get in your feelings, cause it's only the facts. We got all the tea on them relationships. We gon' break it down and shatter all the myths. Talk about mindset goals, growth, and money tips. We gon' break it down and keep it all legit. Heart, my body, soul.
Bing, bop, boom, boom, bop, bam. It's hoodie season. Get yours now.
Welcome to the show. It's your boy Jay.
And I'm T.
And this is just the facts, nothing but the facts. So help me God. How you doing today?
I'm good.
That's good. That's always good to hear. I hope all of you out there are doing well, living prosperous, getting to the bag, whatever may have you, whatever it is that you do it well. Do it to the best of your abilities. But that's not this and this is not that. Today we gotta have a discussion. I gotta ask you a question. So I'm gonna ask you the question. However, I want you people out there, you out there that's watching this, to drop a comment and tell me what you think the answer to the question is. No bias, no judgment. Just what you think is the hardest to do. Do you think it's harder to be a single parent raising a child, or to be the parent of a child that the only thing you are able to do is to give money? You don't get anything else. You just give money. Which one do you think is the hardest thing to do or deal with? And why? Also, why?
I mean, I'm gonna 100% say like it's harder for a person to have to be there for the child, like to have to go through the motions, raise the kid. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Like, you got to get up all times of the morning to feed the child, change the child, and then you got to go through these growth milestones with this child. I mean, it's just there's a lot there for a person to have to do versus a person that just has to give money. I mean, maybe from more mentally, it could be more damning for the person financially, but other than that, I mean, I just don't see how it's harder for a person financially versus the person that has to be there to raise the child.
Okay. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
That's your reasoning why you think it's harder for the parent to raise the kid than the parent to pay for the kid.
Well, yeah, I mean, along with other things, doctors.
What's the other
doctors'
thing?
appointments and stuff. Like, you just have to be there. You got to be there 100%. Like,
so just basically the inconvenience of self-life, basically.
well, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's an inconvenience because you're choosing to be a parent. Obviously, I mean, that would be that would be kind of ignorant to say, but I mean, you have to be more selfless. Like, you have to take care of another being.
So that's harder to do than being the financier.
Yeah.
For those reasons.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. All right. Well, I'll say that I'm pretty sure there has to be more reasons to be harder, because I can think of one major reason why it would definitely be harder to just be the financer of a child. But speaking to all of the parents out there and thinking about the times that you went through those milestones. Example, when you saw your child take its first steps, that's not a moment you can ever do that again. Like, it's never a first step again, right? So if you saw the first steps, that's, I would say, is a moment in time that's priceless, right? Like, that gives you a feeling that you can never feel that way about anything else. It's a very special, very, very particular feeling.
Yeah.
When that happens, I forgot all about having to change this shitty diaper. I I forgot all about them pissy diapers. I forgot about the fact that I woke up 3 times in 8 hours to feed, change, or soothe the baby. Like we went through that. We went through that.
More like 3 times in 4 hours.
At some point, I go back and I laugh about that. At some point in that child's life, I go back, we talk shit and we laugh about that. All right. Doesn't take away from the fact that it was a hard time, but we laugh about that. In that same span of time, the person that's only objective is to pay for this child, he's missed or she has missed all of these moments. They never get to experience those moments. Now, again, we already acknowledged that these are priceless moments. This is you can never get this again. You can never say it was your first time again. So we miss all that. Your only job is to work and send money to these people's house and to provide for your house, whatever you got going on, right? Okay. Let's move a little bit further and let's think about more things where you have those tough conversations with your kid and you steer your kid in a certain direction. Whatever the outcome of that is according to your teaching, whether he obeyed or disobeyed, right? But you still had a hand in constructing who this person's being is, right? The person who only gives money, they just get to say that's my kid. I pay for it. I have no say or no dog in the fight. How this person raises up. If this dog turns into a killer, hey, my name is unfortunately attached to that killer. That's my seed. That's my offspring. If this kid turns into the next great scientist, I mean, hey, congrats to the person that raised the kid. I had no dog in that fight. I didn't have anything to do with that. All right. Let's push it a little bit further. Let's say simultaneously you are both parents are on death bed. I jumped ahead. Hold up. Let's get to the point where we get to 18 to 22 when the kid is no longer being paid for, but the kid now wants to know who is this parent, who is this other parent, and they finally meet this other parent. Now that parent that financed, may he or she been a good parent or a bad parent? We don't know. We don't know. For whatever reason, that parent was absent. We don't know the reason. There's no. We can come up with whatever reason we want to, but either way it goes, that parent now has to deal with the backlash of explaining the situation, hoping the kid understands the situation and can move forward from that situation. Still holding on to the resentment from the past, right? Let's say they patch that up and they're cool. All right. Well, now we get to the deathbed part where you got two parents on their bed. Which parent do you think is going to get the most consoling and most care regardless at the end of the day? The parent that was there from the beginning, right? No matter what, the parent that was there, even if the parent was right or wrong for whatever reason, the other parent was not around. I personally believe that for those reasons, it's harder to be the person that finances a kid and never fully get the love and admiration from that kid, nor do you never ever get to share any of the milestones with that kid.
Okay.
I just think it creates an emotional pit, emotionless pit.
Like I said, from different stances, like it could be harder on one more so than the other. But like I said, um, to have to sit there and, I mean, obviously, even with a person financially supporting a child, like she still got to work too, or he got to work too. It's like you got to do it all. So you got to work and you got to take care of a kid. Like that, how is that harder to financially supporting a child?
So
I mean, you got to work anyway.
let's give an example of that then. All right. Let's say this woman is working full time, 40 hours a week. The man is also working, well, he would probably have to work overtime. So he's probably working about 60 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
A quarter of his check still goes to that woman, while that woman still remains to keep 100% of her check.
Well, I didn't say I agree with the fairness of how that
I'm not
works.
saying it was fair. I'm just saying, well, your point was to say that it would be harder because the woman then has to go to work. And my argument is then saying, well, technically no, because that woman gets 100% of her money plus another 25% boost to help with things that's need to be done,
That just
child
depends.
care and food and stuff.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, I mean, unfortunately, the stereotype exists. A lot of those situations does end up where the woman is on some type of government assistance. So even that isn't something that she has to necessarily pay too much for, i.e., food stamps or housing.
No, I got you, but I mean, everybody still has to work. I mean, even if you were in a relationship, I would still say that you would have to work overtime. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Well, no, she can't work overtime.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying like,
No,
even
the
if
person
they're-
that has the kid won't be able to work the overtime unless they have some type of support system that's there to help them with the kid.
no, I'm talking about whoever's not present in the home.
Mm.
If there's only one person that's actually just working, even if they were together, ideally, the man would, whoever sole provider probably would still be
But it wouldn't be
working
this.
overtime.
But it wouldn't be the same. So that's why it's different. So it's a completely different topic when you switch and say a 2-parent household where a man is the sole provider and this man is the only person that's working. Because at the end of the day, the man still gets to enjoy the fruits of the labor. So once he pays whatever money he's worked, whatever hours he's putting in, he still gets to come home to see his kid. Whether he didn't get to do anything else, he still gets to see his son in bed, know that he's good, know that everything is taken care of.
I mean, I get that. That makes sense.
So when it's a 2 situation, it completely takes everything off the board. Because in this 2 home situation, it should never be hard to raise a kid. Honestly, like I can't imagine it being hard to raise a child with 2 parents. As long as the 2 parents understand that there's specific roles that need to be taken care of, and it's a certain way to do this, and they have a plan for this, I don't.
Mhm.
Why would it ever be hard? Kids are they're your Play-Doh. You get to form them to be whatever the hell you want them to be. If you cut them off to being in daycare at age 2, well, now you giving up your Play-Doh. You letting somebody else start to form it a little bit. But the longer you keep your kid home, the more you get to form their Play-Doh. That's why it's really best to have a 2-parent system. But this isn't what that's about. The question is it harder to raise a kid or to be the financer? I say it's harder to finance and have no emotional connection. You say it's harder to raise and have the emotional connection. I want to leave the opinion up to the viewers, and I want you guys to leave this comment. Let me know what you think. Which one is harder? Man, financing, woman raising. Shit, man raising and woman financing. That don't technically happen. Speaking of which, let me ask you this question. So a man that doesn't raise his kid would be considered a deadbeat, correct? And he gets dragged. He gets dragged for that, right?
Mhm.
But women that don't raise their kid get consoled for that, and they get excused like, oh well, she was going through a rough time, or whatever the case may have you. It's not looked at the same. Is that just me, or have you ever thought about that? Like, am I the only one that hear? Again, drop
I'm
drop
not
drop
sure
the
about
comments in the
that.
chat, man. Just
No,
drop
I'm
drop the
just-
comments, man. We I need to hear from the viewers. I want to know, is that a thing? Is that really a thing? Do women get looked at different? Because I had a conversation with a guy and he was like, women, they be like, man, I was strung out on drugs and I lost my kids, but I'm trying to get them back, da da da. And he like the comments is full with people like showing support. But if a dude do it, he like, you a bum, you da 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 da, you this, that, and the third, you a deadbeat.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, that kind of correlates with how they, how our government really doesn't support men in general. More they support women more so.
Is
I
that?
think.
Do you think that has anything to do with the double standard of life though?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like there's no
Like the man doesn't
accountability.
need help.
There's no accountability given to the woman in those circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That's an interesting thought. Hey guys, that's an interesting thought. I want you, like I said, look, at the end of the day, the only thing I need y'all to do is free of charge. Take 2 seconds, drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like, thumbs up, whoop, 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 thumbs up, get them likes up. Help me get them subscribers. Man, we need 1,000 subscribers for real. We trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, hey, share this to your people. Tell them we good folks. We good folks. We trying to give y'all good information. I need y'all to share this shit, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, man. Come on, man. Drop them comments. Holla at your boy. We out.